Zig Ziglar pick 4. We know who Zig Ziglar is, right? Yeah. So they might want to. He has up here the goals to how to start your goal setting process. You can. These aren't the last 2, so don't get mad and beat me up afterwards. So you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, sure. Those that help you out. One thing that before we go into it, it will be helpful if you share with us what it is. So we know you're just faking us out.
No, what we want to do is 5 rehabs this year. Mm-hmm. We're in our first one now. And in between those, our goal, financial-wise, is to do gross $300,000 this year. And the way we're going to do that is we want to do 5 rehabs, then at least $40,000 fees, and in between those, wholesale deals.
Okay.
To help fund them. So
that's great. One thing I like about what you stated is it was direct and it had a path that was laid out. This is the first meeting for this year. So the meeting, just so y'all understand with us for this year, is going to be more along the lines of getting everybody as far as understanding what it is that we do. We look at this as a big family that's here to help each other out. What is it you do? How can we help you do or achieve what it is that you're looking for? And then as we go through the year, we'll hit pinpoint topics on whether it's commercial investing or buying, holding, or different types of strategies or techniques. But in the beginning, what we have to do is set our foundation. Can I agree?
Yes.
Yes. Agree? Oh, thanks, man. You saved me, man. Yes, sir. You.
My first goal is to get the first deal of the year done. And I'm talking about in a matter of days, not weeks or months, but in a matter of days, I want to get a deal done. And then my second goal is to set up a process through which we can generate, multiple deals. And in that regard, keeping up the networking through groups like this so that I can meet others, and which leads me to the third goal, which is I do want to help others. I want to try to give back. I've been in the business a long time. I've done a lot of deals. And like you, set up my tithing, and this is part of it.
Right. That's wonderful. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. But one thing that I've learned through the business of assisted living is that at the end of the day, I've seen when we get to that point before we leave this planet, and I've seen the questions that come across their minds that they ask. And some of the things that they say, did I do anything that was meaningful? I tell you, there was a situation where I was coming up the ramp, and there was a gentleman sitting there, and he was sitting there with his head down. I said, "Hey, buddy, what's going on?" He said, "Oh, nothing. I'm sitting here waiting to die." I said, "Oh, don't speak that up, man. Please don't talk that up. Don't say that at all." He said, "Why?" He said, "I am." I said, "No, you're not. You're alive. We're talking. There's so much we can do. Want me to go get some donuts or something, man? Want to get a pizza? What do you want, man?" He said, "I can have all the bright ideas that I want, but no one cares. Who's going to listen to an old man?" I said, "I'm listening to you." He said, "Yeah, well, you couldn't believe it, see." I said, "Well, I'm here now." Tell me something. I mean, I really felt bad. Sadly to say, 3 months later, he passed away. What's so crucial is only thing we have is what we have right now. And there will come a point in time where we will be older and can't do. The only thing we can do is remember what we did do and hope that we made enough of a change or impact on someone's life. These are things we want to care about. Did we make a dent? Did we do any good? Did we do anything that was meaningful? Did we live a fulfilling life? At the end of the day, that's one of the reasons why I notice a lot of individuals come into investing, because they want to lead a fulfilling life. Something that they want to do things maybe on their own terms. I don't believe we were all born with this over top of our bed, or this. We didn't have this is where you're supposed to work until you retire, until you die, right? We were born with dreams, with ambitions. Sometimes when I go and speak at middle schools, I'll ask the audience and then the kids, and I'll say, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" You hear president, you hear astronaut, you hear scientist, you hear all sorts of stuff, right? So then sometimes I'm speaking to adults, I say, "Hey, what do you want to do this year?" They say, "I just want to make it through the day." You're like, How did it go from being a president to just trying to make it through the day? And you can just make it through the day in bed. I mean, you don't really have to do much to make it through the day, you know? So what happened between then and here, right? Somewhere along the lines, those dreams were crushed, or somewhere along the lines, we took on somebody else's reality, not the one we had on our own. And what we want to do here tonight is talk about our reality that we have for this year and help all of us to achieve that reality and to set in place a foundation and accountability for that to happen. That's very crucial. Accountability. Accountability is so important because when you perform at the level of your peer group, y'all follow me on this? You perform in a direct relation to the level of your peer group. Now, when you're in a peer group that excel or that expect a lot out of you, you have one of two choices. You can either say, I don't like them, they smell, or whatever you want, and find a reason to get out, right? Or you can stay in that peer group and become uncomfortable and grow. And so that's what we want this BWY group. That's what we talked about. We want this group right here to be known as a group that inspires each other to excel. That's not a group where it's just for newbie investors or for experienced investors. It's a group where people get together and share information to help everyone become profitable. Because it's more than enough for all of us. Does that agree?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Cool, great, glad to hear that. So, one thing that's very important as we go through these process is our self-talk. When we were talking, I heard this word a lot. Is there a lot of power in that word?
No.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So we got any Ravens fans in here? No Ravens fans? Okay, we only got 5. Okay, everybody else, Redskins fan? What's that? Okay. Well, let's just say what happened. Let's just say what all happened didn't happen, okay? Let's just say it didn't happen, all right? So we all Redskins fans. That seem to be what's getting me the energy here. Let's say we all Redskins fans. And you have to cook. How many people in here like cooking? Okay, not y'all. What about the hands who don't like to cook? Okay. Let's just say you didn't like to cook, okay? You didn't like to cook, okay, right? So let's say you didn't like to cook, but you're having a Redskins Super Bowl party. You call up 100 friends, right? 50 say they coming, and 50 say they're going to try. How many people are you going to cook for? 50. 25. You're definitely not cooking for them. You're definitely cooking for them, are you? How many people cooking for them?
That's right.
Nobody. They come there, you say, hey, well, they want to try McDonald's before you get over here, right? So this is what we found in investing. What I'm sharing with you is not just from my experiences. These are experiences that my coaches or mentors and those who have taught me to excel really well and building our foundation. At the end of the day, what's really important is our self-talk. How well detailed we have this plan drawn out, how well detailed we have this plan drawn out. And what's also very important too is the way we perceive, the way we see. Now, soon as we set these goals for real estate investing, right? We're talking about wholesaling, we're talking about banknotes, and what we're going to do towards the end is have a quote we all get together and share. This isn't about Bill and myself. This isn't about us at all. This is about you. Okay? That's what it's all about. And so when we get to the point, at the end we're going to start sharing and networking and allowing us to do our time for the purpose of that point. Whatever questions you have, for those to be answered. We can answer, someone else in here can answer it. One way or another, we'll find that out. If we can't, we'll come back and get an answer for you, okay? Now, what's really important that was taught to me as well, as you start out on your New Year's goals and New Year's resolution, and you're all pumped up, you're ready to rock and roll, you're ready to go, what's going to happen?
wind down. You shouldn't, but you're going.
Yeah. You're going to wind down.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. Now, this story was told to me of a gentleman many years ago who had a horse farm. Okay? And one of his horses left the farm, ran away. Neighbors came to him and said, hey, that's really sad that your horse ran away. You know what he said? Maybe. Later that night, the horse came back to the horse farm with 3 other wild horses. Everybody said, hey, that's great, man, you lucky. The horse came back with 3 other horses. Now you got 4 horses. You know what he said? Maybe. He had one son. He told his son, go out there and break those horses in. And his son went up to go hop on the horse's back, one of the wild horses. And the stallion kicked his son off. He fell and broke his legs. The neighbors came up and said, man, that's really bad. Your son broke his legs. You know what he said? Maybe. A war started. They came around to the village and was rounding up all the men to go to the war. Guess what happened when they came to his house?
Yeah, let's get
Yeah. They said, hey man, your son can't go into fight. Aren't you lucky? What did he say? What I'm expressing to you, that was expressed to me, is that many times when we start out with our New Year's resolutions or our goals to achieve certain heights, when something happens, we begin to perceive things too early. We begin to perceive some adversity, or because things may not go the way we wanted to work out, we may just assume that it means we wasn't meant to do this in the first place, and talk ourselves out of it. Does it mean that it's a bad thing?
Maybe.
There you go. It doesn't mean that right there. So what I'm doing, I'm sharing with you from experience, and those of you who know me and know my story, you know that you're talking to somebody who grew up homeless in Baltimore. I mean, I'm coming from less than nothing. So what I'm sharing with you is that to achieve wealth and success in real estate investing does not require you to label things so soon before you get a chance to get things moving. This happens so many times. I work with individuals and something come up that they don't like, and something come up wrong, they say, whoa, this is a sign that meant that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing anyway. At the end of the day, in the winter, some people go skiing, and some people freeze to death. My point that I'm expressing to you is that how we choose to associate or choose to label this event is going to determine how you move forward with it. I'm not trying to paint everything as rosy and so forth. Say, hey, being on your own and self-employed is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm not trying to paint this huge, beautiful picture. It is great being your own boss. It is great creating your own financial wealth, but it comes with its own set of problems, its own set of challenges. And what we want to do that wasn't done with me, and I don't believe was done with you as well in the beginning, is be around a group of individuals to be able to share those challenges with you. It's more than about making $1. Because at the end of the day, you have to run a business. You agree with me on that?
Yes.
So, who else has a goal set out? Oh, those two are there. Oh, what's going on, everybody? Come on, work with me. So, we have on this one, we have the latest Success magazine that has how to do best sales tips and marketing beyond Facebook, Twitter, and so forth with there. And this one we have the...
I don't want Martha Stewart.
You don't want Martha? Oh, okay. And here we get the 3 fail-proof steps to launch your company. Start.
There you go.
All right, you have to feel free to exchange if you want. So forth. Please don't fight it in here. And so forth with there. So, and also, we need everybody's email address too, because I mention, you familiar with Think and Grow Rich, the book?
Yes.
Everybody whose email address will get that book emailed to them. Very, very powerful book. Anybody care to share anything from that book?
I read it once a year.
Yeah.
It's one of the best books I've ever read.
It is. How was it when you first read that book?
You know, it's one of those books that you read for the first time, and you're sort of like, I really want to sit in front of a mirror and say, I'm going to make money, I'm going to make money.
Right.
But
And
when
then
you
gradually get there.
when you do it, it motivates you. I mean,
Right.
you just have to, the book's about all these different types of ways of thinking. You know, a lot of these new guru books that they write these days, a lot of them are based on Think and Grow Rich.
Mhm.
You know, something that was done, what, 70, 80 years ago.
Yeah, so
More
when,
than that.
yeah, like 1937.
1937.
1937 when that book was published.
I mean, it's one of the better books. Yeah. There's a few other guys that did it in like the early 1910, 1920. I'm sure everybody's heard of the book The Secret.
Mm-hmm.
It was based on like 5 books that were written in 1910.
Right.
Well, it was different authors, but it's just it depends on what type of person you are. If you believe in Think and Grow Rich.
Well, you want to be wealthy. I mean, my first coaches were multimillionaires, and they told me to read this book. And I read it, I said, this doesn't work. But I said, who am I listening to? Myself? And what I've got so far? Or listen to somebody else who's already achieved it. So I read it, and it worked for me. And I started to really achieve. Yes, sir.
I wanted to share something based off of what you said earlier.
Mm-hmm. Please do.
The talk that you have. Somebody passed something on to me some time ago and said, don't listen to someone and get advice from that person if they aren't doing it themselves. So if you want to get into real estate investing and be successful at it, talk to someone who is successful at it,
Right.
not someone who had no success at all. That was valuable.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I read the book and why I'm sitting here passing it on to someone else.
I got to say that I'm ambivalent about wealth as being the only goal. I mean, my father-in-law said that what you should worry about is not problems that you can solve with money, but problems you can solve that you can't solve with money. So at the same time that, you know, you need to, you want to accumulate and use your resources well, there has to be something beyond that you're also striving for.
Right. I would agree. And the book, Think and Grow Rich, and I'm sure you can attest to it, it puts wealth down at the bottom. It doesn't put wealth in the top areas for prosperity. Actually, I don't know what number it put it in, but it put things
It was
like,
definitely, there were a few runs down.
yeah, it was a few runs
So
down.
what was the top?
Just success.
Like,
You know, whatever you want to be successful in, you just have a passion for it.
but he had on like a good, healthy relationship
Yeah.
with your spouse, great friends, having a conversation. Talked about working in harmony, was even higher than financial wealth, being able to create a harmonious atmosphere, which it was very like almost impossible. Anybody know what Andrew Carnegie is? Like the wealthiest man. And so when they asked Andrew Carnegie, and he hired the gentleman to write this book, he said, what is your talent? What do you do so well? How did you become so wealthy? He said, my talent is I just create a harmonious environment. He said, that's nothing. He said, you think that's nothing? You try and do it. Go to a workplace and create a harmonious environment where one person will take their shirt off their back to get somebody else and not expect anything in exchange. He said, achieving that right there was the highest level. I mean, I could tell from myself, personal story, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's true. When I first got into investing, I focused in the beginning so much on money that I said, hey, I need to go take a vacation. And when I was going to take a vacation, I was in Hawaii by myself. I hadn't focused on anything in a personal life. I was like, man, all of this money, I had to take the money and made it to the shape of a woman. That was it. No, I didn't go that far. I didn't go that far. But nevertheless, what I'm expressing is that you get what you focus on. And it wasn't until then I began to understand the balances and how one had to do, and that's why where I'm at in my life right now is the reason why I do this. I mean, I worked hard all day. I mean, hard. I mean, I got up at like 4 in the morning. But I'm here right now, and I'm so excited because this is what I love to do. I'm not spending, I don't want anything, but it's to give and to see everybody else give, and I'm happy. That to me is wealth. If you do that right there. Anybody else have anything they want to say? Yes.
So one of the things about Think and Grow Rich that I kind of related to was the fact that he had a deaf child